and welcome to Trending. I'm your host, Gurj London. Today, we're joined by comedian Humza. Humza,
Hey.
welcome and thank you for joining us on Trending.
Thank you for having me.
So for those who, for some reason, don't have Wi-Fi or haven't been on YouTube for the last 5 or 6 years, Humza has his own sketch. Well, you did have your own sketch. Do you still have your own sketch?
Yeah, I have my YouTube channel, Humza
Okay.
Productions. So I started off with Diary of a Bad Man, which
Yeah.
is kind of like my first kind of comedy series.
How did that come about?
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy, really. Like I did the whole drama school and performing arts, and I did all of the traditional stuff beforehand, and then afterwards I wanted to obviously audition for certain roles and stuff, but I didn't want to get stereotyped in those, those typical roles. Like I was always like playing the part of like terrorist number 2 or something. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't want that. I wanted
Token Asian guy.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I wanted something bigger and better for myself. Like at least terrorist number 1, because that's where the real money is at. Of course. You got
to get a bit of FaceTime, right?
Yeah, a couple of more lines. Do you know what I mean? Before the explosion. But anyway, cut a long story short, I just thought I'd do a YouTube. So I sounded a little refreshed. I do YouTube, I just thought, you know what, let's create my own material, and hopefully someone could, maybe spot me, find me and point me in the right direction. But luckily I grew a fan base from it, and I became a YouTuber and then an entertainer afterwards. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Or a comedian or whatever. I don't know what I am, to be fair.
What are you?
I don't know.
A question of life,
I don't know. That's what my mum says. What are you? I don't know.
So of course I've seen the videos. They are very, very funny.
Thank you.
But one thing that I got from them was they have key messages in all of them.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to use your platform to highlight these issues and
I think it's really important for me personally, because I just wanted to. I always thought that if I want to make these videos, I don't want to just make pointless comedy. I want there to be a reason behind it. I wanted there to be, a message or something that the viewer can take away from it, something positive. So I knew that, very early on when I started getting, millions and millions of views, I realized that, okay, a lot of people are watching, a lot of them are young. So, throwing out key messages that are like, respect your mum, or respect women, or revenge is wrong, or, don't do drugs, or whatever it is, this is going to go out to a lot of people. And I just thought that, it's great to make people laugh and smile, which is something that I love and still love doing, but, to also kind of, in a way, educate them, but without being too preachy, I thought is very important. And I wanted them to take more than just, just jokes from it.
Yeah. What is your inspiration behind Diary of a Bad Man? Like, is it based on a true story?
You know what? There's a lot of things that we can all relate to. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like, I don't know, when you go on mainstream and you put on the TV, there's not many things that, especially like us as Asians, can watch and communicate, connect with. So I wanted to kind of create something that I was going through, and I know a lot of other people could relate to. Like, as an example, like putting like curry in an ice cream box. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
I hate when that happens.
I know.
It's so disappointing.
Some vanilla ice cream, you open it and you just see like, keema or sag or some, I don't know, like some weird mix.
Do you know what I feel like the worst is for me? Like, I always play myself. Like, I always think this time is going to be different.
Yeah.
And I end up just
then even like the
opening
celebrations, when you think you're about to have some chocolates.
That's going to be
and then you see sewing.
Sewing.
Yeah, I know. Like, you're like, what is this kind of witchcraft? Like, come on, Amadou, like, what's wrong with you? Do you know what I mean?
But I don't know, all Asians do it. So I think there must be like a memo that went out,
It's
like,
more
to
than
everybody
Asians,
that
it's
you've
more
got
like
to put sewing equipment in the biscuit tin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, 100%. I don't trust any box or
Trust
anything.
issues, right?
Yeah, I
Hashtag
genuinely have
trust
trust
issues.
issues. But it was just something that, I always look around and I just find that, a lot of the time the truth is just funny. And just by saying the truth that, especially Asians can, watch and relate to, I thought was quite interesting. So yeah, a lot of things that I joke about, I have kind of experienced, and I just throw it out there. Or a lot of the characters, like, my a freshy uncle called Uncle Taj, or my mom or my dad, or whatever characters I play, I kind of have them, and I just over exaggerate them a bit and put them out there, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let's talk about your family for a second, because you do portray your mom in the show.
Yeah.
And your friends and family. What is your relationship like with them? Like, are they supportive of your show?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they thought I was going to fail from the start.
As typical Asian
family. 100%. My dad was like, yeah, do what you want, man. Don't just come back.
As long as it's Dr. Lawyer, then you
100%. And you know, he genuinely thought, but you know what, no, but I have to say, I always joke about it, but my dad was super cool because he was like, look, you know, in your life, you're gonna work, what, 70, 80%? In your life, you're gonna be working, right? So he was like, whatever you do, just make sure you love it. You know, like I'd rather do something I love and get less money than do something that I hate but get a lot of money, because you know, he doesn't want me to waste my life like that. So he was like, look, we have businesses, we have shops, we have, you know, so many different things that you can fall back on. So I was very lucky in that way. He was like, don't worry about money, just go and follow your dream. And I think that's why, with his support and with his kind of like, him giving me that kind of freedom, which a lot of Asian parents didn't do back in the day, I think that really helped play a big part. And with my mum, like, she was cool, like, she's a bit more religious, so I had to kind of like, I was like, look, I'm not gonna do no dirty movies or anything like that, do you know what I mean? Unless the money's good. No, I'm joking. No, but if the money's good. And but she was a bit harder to kind of win over at first, but yeah, when she started seeing like, you know, what I was doing, and you know, and lucky for me, it was working, you know, so it was she was cool with it afterwards.
Good. Can you help clear up a rumour that I've heard?
Okay, go on. Yeah.
Is it true that your mum interviewed your manager before he became your manager?
Okay.
Because she sounds savage. Like, is that true? How did that happen?
Oh, did my
your
real mum
interview your manager before he became your manager?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
that is straight up savage.
No,
how did that happen?
Because I wanted to put fear in my managers or my future managers' life. So I was like, look, if you want to work with me,
who does that? Why would you put fear?
I do it, yeah. So I said, look, if you want to work with me, you have to meet my mum first. And my mum was a very good judge of character. So I thought, you know what, like, if my mum says she likes you, then you're a cool person. If she doesn't, then you know,
you get the cut. I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I put him in that situation. He was definitely scared, but I was happy. I don't know why. I have this relationship with my managers. Whenever he's in pain or whenever he's sad or down or out, it makes me genuinely happy. So I was happy on that.
So basically, you get your savageness from your mum. It sounds like.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And my dad. No, my dad's pretty savage. But I don't want to get into that because police will get involved somehow. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to a little bit about Diary of a Bad Man. You obviously portray a stereotypical Asian boy.
Yeah.
Did you receive backlash?
I got my fair share of backlash, and I think it was just something that I kind of realized, like, you can't please everyone. And when I was growing up, I was always like, you know, the class clown, and I was always like the joker of the group. So I never kind of had that kind of negativity in my life. And when I started getting it, I was always trying to, because, you know, my job is to please people. So when I'm, you know, when people don't like me, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And you take it very personal. But then afterwards, you just realize that people are gonna hate, people are gonna not like you, and the bigger you get, you know, it's an Asian thing as well. People just, a lot of Asians don't support other Asians, and
Which is very sad.
It is very sad, but I think things are hopefully changing now. But I realized that the bigger I get, I realized I was always gonna get more hate. It was just one of those ones. I had my little phase, but then afterwards, I was kind of past that, and I kind of, when you adapt to it and you realize that you're in the public eye now, you're gonna get the good and the bad, and you just have to. You deal with it. But I have to admit that the love and my amazing fans and the amazing people that I get to meet day in, day out, it completely, you know, overshadows any bit.
Thanks, Humza.
Yeah, that's gonna say that. Make sure that.
No, that's later.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's do that. You know what I mean?
Why do you think that in your own opinion, do you think that Asians aspire to be bad men?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's just a thing, isn't it? It's just a thing. When you're growing up, I think, especially in London, I know it's like it here as well. Like, a lot of people, you know, they grow up on road. They're around certain people, and you know, when you're around certain people, you know, like I put it this way, like, depending on the people that are around you, it will show what kind of man you are. Like, we believe that as well. Like, if you're gonna hang around with people on the streets, like hoodlums or whatnot, you're gonna be sucked into their lifestyle and you're gonna be a part of them. If you surround yourself with, you know, good people, you know, whatever it is, I mean, your circumstances can change. So I wouldn't say that people like want to be bad men, but it's just the kind of the surroundings and the people that are around you that really reflects you as a person, I'd say.
Is there any part of like you that comes out when you're playing this character? Because is it hard to differentiate between playing this character
Do you
and
know
yourself?
what? If I have to be very honest, Badman is just like, once again, an over-exaggerated kind of version of me when I was young. So, you know, there's a lot of me in Badman, so it's quite easy to, it's harder when you play a role that's completely different to you and you have to be in a completely different kind of mind frame. That's more harder, but I think kind of Badman, like I can relate so much with him because he was kind of like just me like 6-7 years ago. So it's easier to kind of just jump in and out.
What have you been doing outside of YouTube?
Quite a lot actually. I've been very fortunate. Right, I mean, I've done. I don't even know where to start. Obviously, touring. I do stand-up comedy. I've done something with the police as well, where I think we went around like schools around London. I think we did about 130 shows. Over, like, I think it was like over 80,000 young kids. And we're just kind of like, you know, teaching young kids to be safe and, you know, talking about certain things like radicalization and jihadi brides and Islamophobia and things like that. So that was very kind of, that was very cool. I'm also, I don't know if I'm allowed to release this information yet, but I've got
You've got to give it to us first. You've got to give it to Creator first.
Speak to Daddy first, but I'm actually in the middle of writing a book, as well as a children's book, so it's pretty cool. With the Penguin, we've got a 2-book deal, so that's pretty cool. I've got my own show on BBC Free comedy, Coconut.
I am Ahmed Armstrong, gentleman documentarian. This is so Brexit.
How would I describe Ahmed Armstrong?
What?
Pakistani Noel Edmonds mixed with Satan.
Feel it.
When I was young, I was always kind of skeptical because I realized I'm brown, I'm Asian, I'm Muslim. Am I ever going to hit mainstream level? And you know, now finally, after you know how many years, I can say, oh my God, I have my own comedy show on BBC. Like
It doesn't get more mainstream than Penguin and BBC,
yeah,
does it?
that's pretty cool as well. So I've been doing that, doing a few things with the UN. Oh, there's just so
Because you're an
many.
ambassador, is that right?
I'm YouTube and Google's ambassador. I know. So I think I was actually the first ambassador. So there's only, last year it was only 6 of us and I was the first. I think they have a few more now. I think there's 20, but worldwide. So to say that I'm the ambassador of Google and YouTube is so cool because they're one of the biggest companies in the world. YouTube is who I work for and I get loads of free stuff. You know what I mean?
Can't go wrong, can you?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But you're definitely flying the flag for British and Asian, you know, people. So very well done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're back and forth between the UK and LA. What would you say is your most memorable time of being in LA?
Oh, in LA? Oh, that's hard. I mean, I think I've been LA quite a lot. Actually, I travel quite a lot. I came back from Brazil last week. I'm going New York next week. LA, I think the week after, and then Spain. But yeah, but in LA, that's an easy question. My best memory was when I met The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. That was definitely by far. We have the same agents. I was in Beverly Hills. I had like 12 agents, like all sat on a really long table from IKEA, and they were just basically like, oh, you know, who would you like to work with? Who's your role model? And you know, like, you know, who inspires you? And I basically said, oh, well, you know, I would say The Rock is, you know, Dwayne Johnson is like my man. And they were like, oh yeah, are you a fan? Well, that's quite weird because he works with us, WME, that's my agency. So they were like, oh, we'll call him and see if he's come, because you're supposed to come down today. And if he is, we'll tell him to come early and you can just hang with him. Didn't believe her. I was like, you're the devil. Like literally, you know, I was cussing her in Punjabi language and all of that. Like, she didn't understand. Yeah, she was white. Yeah, half an hour later, I'm chilling with The Rock. He read my article because it was next to his in the New York Times because I was touring then and I had some really good press. So yeah, we're just talking. He took a picture, a video, and a week later I went from LA to New York and then I was flying back to London. And I think it was like 8 o'clock in New York. I can't remember what time it was in New York, but I know in London it was exactly midnight and it was my birthday. And he actually, my phone started buzzing up and I picked up the phone and my friends were like, oh, The Rock just put your picture with him on Instagram and he's bigged you up. And I was like, what? And I think he waited for a week, waited till it was my birthday because he knew it. I know, that's what I think anyway. It was just a pure coincidence that he waited a week and then, but it was really, that was
My
pretty
first
cool.
thing would be like, oh my God, is my hair, do I look alright? Didn't you think that? No,
No,
like, what
I
pictures you put up?
I remember shaking his hand. Well, he broke my hand because it's just so big and tonk.
Give you the people's elbow.
No, but honestly, I literally felt like saying, you know what, do it, punch me, do anything. Like, just want to be a part of this right now. You know what I mean? So give me a
Really
rock bottom
get
on the
into
table.
it.
So, yeah, you know what I mean. So, but he's a really cool guy, and you know, my team has been speaking to his team a lot, and it's pretty cool that, you know, there's that connection there. So it's cool. But anyway, he's definitely by far the best experience I had in LA.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that and answering the questions.
Thank you for paying for my expenses.
That's all we've got time for part one. Join us in part two with Hot Off the Press. Hey, and welcome back to Trending. I'm still with Humza.
Still here.
Humza, we are going to Hot Off the Press section,
Cool.
where we discuss topics and issues that are trending in today's papers.
All right, cool. Let's do this then.
So something I'd like to talk about today, Humza, is the recent acid attacks which are happening all over the UK. Now, I'm not going to ask your thoughts on them because we both know that it's really,
it's horrible,
absolutely
yeah.
awful. But, would you say that it's targeted towards a particular race?
Yeah, I think that, definitely the cases of acid attacks are rising, and it's really worrying. And I wouldn't say that it's just generalized to one specific race or just targeting Muslims, because I think recently in the Notting Hill Carnival there was like, I think 3 people got attacked as well. But I think from what I heard they were all right. But yeah, it's definitely a growing concern, and I think that especially Islamophobia is an issue right now that I'm really trying to tackle. And I've realized that, a lot of these things are happening and it's not getting as much media press than it should do, because I think I'm just being real, if it was the other way around, it would be all over the news. I remember, just as a Muslim and as an Asian, when I saw I think there was an attack outside, was it Finsbury Mosque, I think?
Yeah.
And I remember when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, this is like, this is really bad. I need to find out what's going on. So I went downstairs, it was like 2 a.m. It was breaking news. Everyone was like messaging me and saying, have you got any friends or family that were there, whatnot. I look at it and I'm thinking that I'm going to literally see, the story about Finsbury Park and get all the information from the news. 2 minutes, if that, they covered it. I said if it was the other way around, if it was somewhere like, as you said, like, in Buckingham Palace or, somewhere Westminster or whatever, it was, these kind of things have so much media attention, it's like 24/7. But as soon as it happened to our people, it was covered for 2 minutes. And the way they were wording it as well, like, van collides with pedestrians, like, it was just so vague, and it really upset me. And I remember I did a little video I think it was on my Facebook, and I put it out there, and I think straight away got like 100,000 views just like that.
This is not a walk in the park. They estimate that there are over 1.8 billion Muslims, roughly 24% of the world's population. Yet they call us terrorists, they call Islam evil, they say we are dangerous. A pure exaggeration and a media fabrication, because if we all believed in killing, then the other 76% would no longer be living. We would all be dead. But Islam is about peace. If one fruit is off, you still wouldn't blame the whole tree. They say we oppress women, but my Muslim sister disagrees, starting her master's after her uni degree, not oppressed, but living life happy and free.
And when I did that, I realized that, a lot of people were saying, finally someone's actually, standing up and speaking about these things. So for me personally, I just know that, like, even with, these acid attacks, I'm working on a video right now with the police to tackle, this issue and just Islamophobia in general. So I'm working on a few projects that hopefully will, with as well Google and YouTube, who are also helping me and helping me with another video that I'm also making. So I've got quite a few videos in the pipeline to hopefully tackle this specific issue.
Yeah, and raise awareness, like you
100%,
said, because
yeah.
you know, if it's not happening in other ways, then people like yourself, where you have such a huge following, and you know, a young, not just Asian, but a following who can, you know, aspire to you and aspire to your videos. So I think it's fantastic and very nice that you're doing that, and for your community as well. So
yeah,
got
to try.
Got to represent.
Yeah, got to represent. You know what I'm saying?
So unfortunately, that's all we've got time for Hot Off the Press. But
Okay,
before
cool.
you go, because
Yeah.
we're nearly at the end of our show, I wanted to play a little quiz with you, if that's okay. Are
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
are
let's
you
do
up
that.
for the challenge?
Yeah, that's fine,
Okay.
yeah.
So the rules of the game,
Okay.
you won't know this because you've never been on my show, but they are very simple.
Yeah.
You can't look at the questions because I know you're looking over them and trying to get the answers.
No.
But it's very simple.
I'm doing that.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you 10 phrases.
Okay.
And I want you to explain to the viewers what that phrase means in English. So it's a slang in English. Not you can start speaking Urdu or Punjabi.
Okay, yeah.
But it's to explain it in very basic layman's terms, because these are slang words.
Okay, cool. I'll
so
try.
you cannot use any slang.
That's...
Are you sure you're up for the challenge?
No, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? 'Cause
good.
you lot paid for my parking. This is the least I can do. You know what I mean?
Right, but
This is
then
the
there you
least I can do.
So, yep, the rules very quickly.
Yeah.
If you win, you get nothing. If you lose, you get absolutely nothing.
Okay.
10 questions.
Brit Asia.
You've got a few seconds to answer them. If you don't, we're very savage here. It's just straight cut.
Okay.
No conferring, no phoning a friend, and no 50-50.
So
Are
all
you
I
ready?
need to... Yeah, so all you need...
Stop looking at the question.
No, I'm not looking at the question. I can't even read anyway. But what I'm saying is, so I just need to explain what it means. That's
In
it, yeah?
English, you cannot use slang.
English.
Okay. Ready? You ready?
Yes.
Right, number 1, boy, bye.
Huh?
Boy, bye. Like, boy, bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, bye. Has a girl ever said to you, boy, bye?
Not really. That'd be
Don't
quite
lie.
heartening.
Don't lie.
I'm a good-looking guy. What are you trying to say?
Don't lie.
What are you
You've
trying to say?
definitely been curved.
I don't even have makeup right now. There's no
Right, do you know
filters,
what?
and I'm
Let's go
still
to the
looking
next one,
banging.
because
You
you're
know
not
what I'm saying?
No, answer that.
Go on.
It's lit.
It's very good.
Is that it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. You mad, bro?
Are you feeling okay?
Brother.
But that's still brother, really,
bro.
isn't it? Like, my friend.
Okay. That will pass. Next one. I'm about to go ham.
I'm about to go crazy. Woo.
Next one. You trying to chill?
Say that again?
You trying to chill? I'm not asking you actually.
Do you want to
trying
stay
to chill?
and watch some Netflix with me?
Okay, that's okay. So I think you're about 5 out of 6 at the moment, because you know. But okay, we've got a few more. I've got the whip.
I have a car. Yes.
Get me.
Do you understand?
Swear down.
Really?
Netflix and chill?
Do you want to come to my house where we can watch Netflix, have a few beverages, and chill out?
That was the best one, I think. The last one, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Say that one more time.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
You did not come to the gym.
I was thinking more like you wasn't with me when I was, on the up, coming up. Remember? You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Don't know.
Okay, I'm more roadman than you.
Probably. Probably.
Can I get a
ain't
slot
gonna
on your
lie.
show?
Probably. But I think I got all of them right apart from the last one.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Because you just said gym and I just felt guilty and I zoned out because I ain't been gym for time, but yeah. So
It's not bulk season, no?
It is, but width-wise for me right now.
No,
yeah.
that was brilliant. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for coming onto my
thank
show.
you so much. I appreciate it. For honestly, like, I was so worried that you weren't going to cover expenses, and it's just great to know that, you know
I'm
what,
sure we can sort you out a few pound at least.
Yeah?
Sure, we can sort you out a few pound at
Yeah,
least.
£6. It's actually £6 for 3 hours. That's what it said outside.
Lastly, Humza, is there anything that you want to tell your fans or Brit Asia fans who are watching you today?
Just want to say, guys, just to keep supporting, thank you so much. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Humza Productions. I do a video every week. It's called Diary of Bad Man Shorts. And I also do another series called Bad Man. So subscribe, Humza Productions. And if you want to follow me, if you're bored, then Humza Production without the S on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever, innit?
Cool.
Yeah, cool. And big up your shoes that are probably not real, innit? Remember marketing, innit? No, innit? Because it don't even spell Laboot on it.
What does it say?
Laboot. Who wants to buy my Laboot?
Thank you so much, Humza. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. Join us next week on Trending.
Laboot.